Level 60. In memories we walked. Sidurgu is looking grim and dark as ever. Ah, Zilly, fellow master of the dark arts, and yet that is but one of the many faces you wear. Slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard. Don't forget stealer of pants. A hero by any measure who stood against Nidhogg on the steps of faith when others fled. A hero who walks in light and fights for great causes, and a knight who walks in darkness and fights for the forgotten. A contradiction, some might say. Rubbish, I say. But you tell me, do you yet walk the path? So long as innocents suffer, I will not forsake the abyss. If I must forsake the abyss to serve the light, then so be it. So long as innocents suffer, I will not forsake the abyss. I thought not. Then let us speak as comrades. Ishgard has seen much change in recent days, and many proclaim it to be the dawning of a new era of peace and prosperity, an enlightened age. Yet, as we both know, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadows. As dark knights, we must remain vigilant for injustice and be ever ready to defend the weak and downtrodden, now more than ever. It's been a while since we patrolled the streets of our fair city, felt the cobbles beneath our boots and so forth. A tour from the top might be in order. Why don't we start at the last vigil? Alright. Destination. I'm hoping this is like the Paladin one, where it's all just here and it's done in like an hour. Less than an hour. That was the quickest one so far. As you look on Forton Manor, you but reflect upon the time in Ishgard, the comrades with whom you traveled, and those lost along the way. You seem distracted. Ah, right, you were a ward of House Forton. Once upon a time. No longer. Once upon a time. No, I suppose not. Damnedest thing, but I swear I heard something in your pack break. Stone? Bloody hells, is that your soul crystal? What happened to the other half? Forgive me, it seems I am the one responsible. I do not know you, boy. Name yourself. Mist, my lord. I'm no lord and you're no mist. I don't think I wouldn't know a bastard of the broom by sight. I have a power which I can use to help those in need. Alas, this power requires a tremendous quantity of ether. I thought to draw on natural sources nearby, but in so doing I stole a portion of that contained within your crystal. Forgive me, please forgive me. I will return it to you, I promise, but I must first ask that you allow me to use a portion. Mist, was it? Who do you want to help? Anyone, everyone, look around you. Is not this world filled with sadness and despair? If I can free but a single person from their burdens. He means well enough. Why don't we help him find someone in need and give him a chance to use his power? Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's believe the mysterious boy with the mysterious power who mysteriously stole a portion of Zilly's soul crystal. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it's your crystal, Zilly. Either we deal with the boy here and now, or we go along with this plan. And since you're not reaching for your sword, I gather it's the latter. Congratulations, boy. You get your wish. We're not like to find any poor, unfortunate souls here. So I suggest we head to Foundation. And if we find no one suitable there, you are to return to what you stole at once. Understood? Yes, my lord. Thank you for placing your trust in me. Alright. Millie. You have my assurances that the remaining funds will be delivered soon. Surely that is enough to convince you to resume work. I've got a score of clients clamoring for me services, clients willing to pay in full in advance. I'd be a fool to put you ahead of them. I understand that, I do, but it has been an eternity since we first brokered this arrangement, and many of the clients of whom you speak have come to you but recently. I know this to be true. It's one thing to aid in the scholasticate, milady, but you've got to understand me position here. Bloody politics it is. No man lifts a chisel till we're paid in full. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's got to be. Blessed morrow to you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I did not notice you standing there. As you may have overheard, I am funding the restoration of the statue of Saint Valorant. And as you may have guessed, it is not going well on account of my insufficient funds and my family's growing infamy. My cousin was Sir Ignace de Vesnant of Heaven's Ward. He served the Archbishop faithfully together with his sworn brothers, great goodly men who were complicit in terrible crimes. If Sir Aymeric and this warrior of light are to be believed, Ignace was distraught when he learned the statue had been destroyed by the Dravanians. He took it upon himself to champion its restoration, but because of these tales, others are reluctant to involve themselves. I do not know nor care if Sir Aymeric speaks the truth. Ignace was my cousin and a man of the Fury. I will honor him by completing his legacy. Or so I once believed. Perhaps it is indeed beyond me. You just need cash, right? Where the hell is Mist at? We found someone, didn't we? I knew it. I knew we would. I can help her. Yes, yes. I will make it right. I have the power. Come, let us not keep this poor woman waiting. Alright, well, let's... back and forth, back and forth. Is this child a friend of yours? The way he stares at me is somewhat... Do you wish to see your cousin again? Well, yes, I would love to see Ignace again, more than anything, but I know I will not. He walks in Halone's halls, I am certain. Think of him, think of his face, of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared, every memory, and hold that image of him in your mind's eye. Then go to a quiet place you shared where no one will come. Wait for me there. Really don't understand what this is all about, but since you seem so earnest, I will trust in you and do as you ask. There is a garden to the south of the tribunal of which we were both fond. I pray you will explain all to me when this is finished. Go with her. I will go to Sidurgu and Riel and bring them with me. Then you will all understand what I can do and why you must help. That's a promise. Ooh, Tay. This is Forton's garden, right? I know, that's the one right there. One's a little further up. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's further down? Yeah. Haven't been to Ishgard in a while. Not like around it. Ah, your friend has arrived. He has brought companions, I see. No, it cannot be. Ignace, is it really you? Oh, praise Halone, you're alive, you're alive. And dear cousin, how it warms my heart to see you in good health. I pray you will forgive me for my lengthy absence. Don't be foolish, there is only joy to see you return. Come, we must go to your father and mother at once. How they will weep at the sight of you. I cannot. Better for them to mourn me as the son who gave his life in service to his archbishop and his home. I have heard that you yet labor to see the statue of Saint Valeriant restored. I know that I am grateful beyond measure. I am undeserving of your praise, cousin. For all my efforts, the statue remains a shattered ruin. But seeing you here, so full of light and life, fills me with renewed conviction. I will see it through, I swear to you. And if you have indeed done things as they say, then perhaps it will earn you a measure of forgiveness. I love you, cousin, now and ever after. Look after my parents and yourself. I don't know how you did it, but thank you for bringing him back to me. But you must know he is not safe here. I pray you help him flee the city. He's dead, right? I killed him. She's right. Ishgard is no place for a man of the Heavens Ward. We will sneak him out of the city. The fewer the bed. Meet us at Falcon's Nest after. We have much to discuss. Is he not a ghost? Is he not one of the ones I killed? I don't know. He looks like an Ignis. For fear of being seen by the sentries, I bade the others go on ahead. We should hurry. The further they take Ignis from Millie, the weaker he will become. I pray we are not too late. Yeah, he's a ghost. He's gotta be. And there's a lot of communing with spirits and undead and everything. It's not like so far-fetched to be like, oh, it's a ghost. Forgive me. I should have known the magic would not sustain itself much longer. That which you see before you is Ignis, what remains of him. I can give the memories form, I can breathe them full of life and return them to their loved ones, but as the memory fades, so too does the magic. Ether, formless and free, that which I used to make Ignis and Millie whole. Draw your sword, reclaim that which was lost, consume the abyss with Soul Eater. Soul Eater. I don't remember what they're all called. Just click the buttons. It is finished. Good. I've had enough of this farce. Conjuring a simulacrum of a bloody knight of the Heavens Ward in the middle of Ishgard? Fury, take me, or you are a fool. We are lucky to be alive. Your soul crystal is restored, then? Nope. Or not. We had an agreement, boy. You were to return that which you stole. Forgive me. I returned to you that which was used to give Ignis life, but as for the remainder... 4 more times. It is within my power to do this 4 more times. 4 more times, and you shall be made whole. You have my word. For a boy with such an incredible power, you are remarkably helpless. Not only did you rob Zilly of her ether, you imposed upon her to find your people in need. You want to do good, you want to be a hero, you want to help people, then why weren't you better prepared? I will never be a hero, I only wanted to help. It is not death itself we fear, but the unfinished story, the promise of what could have been. It is enough to break a heart and a woman. Shattered pieces of a life will never come together again, but if a glimpse of their loved ones grants them peace they deserve, then I must. It is your decision, Zilly. You are the victim. Perhaps some good may come of this. Well, he's got my ether. I'm not about to let him out of my sight. Hey, you stole my ether, asshole. Then you will continue to accompany me? That is a relief. We're not going anywhere, Mist. Even Sid. He may look and act like a chocobo's arse, but he means well. Fine. I'm only trying to put the fear of gods into the little shite, but by all means go ahead and undermine my authority. Anyway, I'd rather not freeze to death out here in the snow. Let's return to Falcon's Nest and discuss what to do next. don't know, it may end up being longer than I was hoping. Just what I needed, another child to look after. Am I a dark knight or a nursemaid? Even I don't know anymore. At times they are ever-changing, and perhaps we dark knights must change with them. Long-held truths have become lies and villains heroes. So I should be glad if I never have to deal with another hero again. No offense, of course, but you are the exception that proves the rule. The righteous are all too uncompromising, and woe betide the man who defends their delicate sensibilities. If anything, I say you are too accommodating, but it is your ether and soul crystal at stake. 4 times, he swears, but we shall hold him to it, together. In the meantime, you may as well get some rest, attend to other matters. These two can keep themselves company. Maybe I'll find somewhere to take a nap or a tavern to have a drink. Memories we walked, complete. Next Dark Knight quest will be available from Zidurgu upon reaching level 63. Requirement for undertaking subsequent quests may be reviewed in your journal. Level 63, The Widow and Her Love. Zidurgu is handling his new duties with characteristic aplomb. Oh, thank the gods, an adult. Riel has been spending a lot of time with Mist, keeping him company and getting to know him and so forth. Not that there's much to know. He won't talk about his home or his past, doesn't seem to have any interest or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. I have no idea how he does it either, and more importantly, I'm not even sure how we could take back the ether he stole. We have no choice but to agree to his terms unless you're content to carry half a soul crystal. I can hear you whispering, you know. Mist means well, and Zilly and I are willing to help him. Why aren't you? I didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then, we found no one suitable for the boy's needs here. Rather than return to Ishgard, I say we try somewhere new. Let's head to Tailfeather. Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, the hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest, a prisoner, actually, a woman named Loudy. She's to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every day she bears fresh bruises. Ishgardian justice, I know it well. If this woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should not be hard to find her. Come, let us look around. This is the place, isn't it? Insolent child, you are not to speak unless spoken to. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Pray forgive me my impudence. Do not play me for a fool. Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Sir Aymeric and his noble brethren may think you worthy of mercy, but I have seen your kind before. Swift death is more than you deserve. Swift death is more than that bastard deserves. I can't imagine what she did to deserve that kind of treatment. You know her, Zilly? Seven hells, she's the one that led the protest at Falcon's Nest, the one that nearly put an end to the peace conference, and she poisoned you? Well, that explains a lot, though if you of all people can find it in your heart to forgive her, or at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at this and call it justice. The crimes are born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again. Don't be foolish. She knows he's dead. You'll only cause her pain. Pain is all that is left to her, don't you see? How they cry in the dark, how they mourn their dead, how it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. We have seen it, we have made it. Fine, fine, do what you will. Conjure her husband, but do not come crying to me when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn their bows on us either. Riel, take Mist into the woods and hide. Zilly and I will free the girl. Rather, I will free the girl. She would know you at once and might misunderstand your intentions. We cannot risk the commotion. As for your part, no one is truly outside Alone's grace, don't you think? Confront the proctor, make him see the error of his ways. If he is a good man, then he may yet repent of his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that is his choice to make, and he will have to accept the consequences of his actions. Doubly so if he bears steel, yes? Ah, the very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. See to your duties. I must needs cleanse myself of these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing is in order. Now's our chance. Yeah, it's just mercilessly mock and berate somebody and beat them, and then, you know what? Time to go fishing. Put my mind at ease. Who are you? Why do you disturb me? A concerned adventurer who objects to my treatment of a criminal. Ha! If only you knew her sins, she should have been thrown into witch drop. Alas, the Lord Speaker in his boundless wisdom and mercy demanded that we spare the woman's life, but rest assured I will see that her every waking moment is filled with misery and scorn. You presume to judge me, a man of the church? I will not be cowed by your threats. The Fury guide and protect me. The Fury guide and protect me. I gotta find a new priest. Oh, he's just the proctor, right? Yeah. He's dead now. Or, at the very least, severely injured. I don't know which way the storyline's gonna go. Okay. Look, we have brought them together. We have made her whole. How she smiles, how her eyes sparkle, how beautiful this happiness. Every night I dream of your face. I could have tried to stop you from going back to the front, could have begged and screamed and cursed, but I didn't, because I knew you'd listen, and even if you'd forgive me for it one day, I never would. The arrow may have missed my heart, but I've been dead for a long time. All of this is just waiting. That's what I'd tell you, Stace, if I could, and then you'd say, you can't stay stuck in that moment, Loudy. You've got to go on. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let me go. But I won't. I won't. If I do, who'll be left to remember the man you were, the soldier, the husband? I'm the only one who knows, and it's my duty to hold on to that for as long as I can. That's what I'd tell him if he were here, but he's not. He'll never come home to me. So please, put an end to this, whatever this witchcraft is. Silly Lizalthi, was this all you're doing? No, it was mine. Forgive me. I thought that. I wanted only to. I was wrong. I see that now. You have every right to be upset. It's all right, boy. It is. I appreciate your kindness, even if it was misguided. You too. I blamed you for a lot of things. Hated you so much because I don't know. Because you came back and Stace didn't, maybe. Because you weren't him. They say the war's over now, but it never ends for people like you, does it? There's always something worth fighting for. Everything ends. I know what you are. I heard the stories as a child. Of the ones with neither shield nor sigil, champions of the weak and helpless, undeterred by the law of man or God. I couldn't stop you any more than I could have stopped Stace from walking out the door that day. So fight, damn you, fight. That's what you want. Just don't squander the time in between. There's never enough. Right, I suppose I owe it to him and to try and make the most of what I've got left, too, so I will. Take care and thank you. You're still a criminal. She's gone. Reclaim your ether, Zilly. Right. Yeah, maybe she's been punished enough. I don't know. Not my decision to make. As ether flows into your soul crystal once more from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. Forgive me, forgive me. In the end, I could not make her whole. So much pain, so much loss, how it fills my heart and overflows. Maybe it is indeed beyond us. Maybe it is not in our nature. You've still got 3 more chances, don't you? There's no need to be so bloody melodramatic. At least not out here. We should go back to Tailfeather. Your words did more for her than my illusion. She is still a good person, and so are you. I pray you both remember. On to the next, I would say, but Miss looks to be in no state to continue. Means we'll be staying here for a time, taking in the fresh country air, me and my little ones. For what it's worth, I think that woman is better for what we did, or at least as good as anyone can be after what she's been through. Level 63, The Widow and Her Love, complete. Level 65, The Orphans and the Broken Blade. Sudirgu is about to make a suggestion he will immediately regret. Zilly, I imagine you'd like to get back to it, and so would I. Unfortunately, Mist remains inconsolable. His failure with Lodi, such as it was, weighs on his mind. He's afraid of repeating the same mistake with others. And so, for lack of a better idea, I'm thinking it's time to pay another visit to those furry little shites in the churning mist. What? But why? I can't imagine Mist helping a Moogle. My master used to take me to places like Mogholm when the city became too much. Fresh air, the quiet, the isolation. And yes, I have not forgotten how the Moogles helped Riel and me when we were moody and brooding, though I would argue that we reconciled in spite of their intervention, not because of it. Whatever you say, Sid, whatever you say. Don't worry, I haven't given up yet. How could I? You wouldn't. Well, they are fluffy. Right then, water under the bridge. No need for palms to be torn from the heads and shoved down throats, yet. Our Mist is taking in the sights, I believe. Why don't you join him? Come on. Too much glowing stuff. The wind in your hair, the sun on your face. Here you can immerse yourself in the beauty and the calm and forget the horrors, almost. How far we have come, you and I. The others, they hesitate. But you understand the obligation, the duty, the need for atonement. But what do you need to atone? What happened to you? What do you need to atone? We have lost so much. So many friends and loved ones, so many moments. We thought we could keep and preserve them, but we are left with anguish in the end. Time strips us of even this bitter remainder, if we let it. But I cannot. This pain, this sadness, it is mine to bear, mine alone. This I understand now. Their grief will be mine, and in return I will give them peace. But who and when and where, that is the question. Even we have our limits. Who did I lose? Everyone, no one. We have always been apart, have we not? Perhaps one day you will understand, and then you will share my loathing and contempt. Oh, forgive me, I have been away from the others too long. Sid will be worried. We must return to them at once. You speak strangely, boy. Here you are, I trust. Mist has made ample time to reflect upon his mistake. I have. I am ready to resume my search for those I might help with my power. Difficult though it may be, I do not intend to give up. Glad to hear it. In that case, there's no need to remain here any longer. I say we leave this accursed place and never return. Don't be silly, Sid. I say we show Mist more of the churning mist. We did come all this way, you know. Come on, there's a place I'd like to show you. Now wait, just a goddamn moment. You can't go running off on your own like that. You'll get eaten by three-headed goo-boo. Riel. Bugging me with the bleeding. Come on, they cannot have gone far. Watch out for belligerent Dravanians and mischievous Moogles. This is where I get my maps. Well, I used to. We've gone on to better maps now. I got to the 6-4 canals earlier and died. So close to completion. Don't give me that look. If the little bastards didn't want their heads caved in, they shouldn't have tried to sneak up on me. Besides, they're still alive. You ought to give me credit for holding back. Anyway, I lost sight of the children. I'm not sure which way they went. I'll head north and circle back towards the Saw. You head straight ways there. Yeah, straight ways there, around all of this crap. So, probably should have teleported. Looks like we're gonna have a fight. Duty calls. Commence battle for the Orphans and the Broken Blade. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as followed. Level 67, proceed. You should have seen the look on Sid's face when the Moogle started singing and dancing. He was utterly speechless. Why were the Moogles singing and dancing again? It was stupid, really, but I guess you could say Sid had become obsessed with trying to live up to his master's example, and for all the wrong reasons. He lost his family when he was younger than me. Sir Umpain took care of him, and Frey, and then they died too, and so it's just the two of us now. He was angry and short-sighted, but now, well, he's still both those things, but not as much as before, so that's progress, I suppose. Sid's master was very dear to him, wasn't he? Oh, thank the gods, you shouldn't have run off like that. Do you wish to see him again, your master? Where's this coming from? What has Riel been telling you? I mean, there is much I wish I could have asked him before he passed, but... Wait, no, don't you dare, you little shite. Oh, Sid, charming as ever, I see. I love the boy, looks kind of like his sail. Master. And this must be Frey's successor, a worthy one, I have no doubt. My name is Umpain. It is an honor and a pleasure to meet you, Zilly. You did well to come so far on your own before meeting Sid, and together you have both grown so much in mind and body and soul as dark knights and true heroes. There was a time when I was hailed as a hero too, for deeds meritorious in the defense of Ishgard and in the name of the Fury. Brave and true Temple Knight, I was slayer of countless Dravanians, a commander beloved and respected by his men. They would follow me into the seventh hell. And indeed, that is where I led them time and time again. They would fall, and I would earn the accolades, and then they would give me more green boys with dreams of glory. Green boys with red blood spilled on white snow again and again and again. Yeah, well, the Ishgard wasn't snowy until after the calamity, right? And then one day I couldn't remember the first one's face. I had forgotten the face of the first boy who gave his life for me. That was the day I left the Temple Knights. I know that tale by heart, but not the tale of what came after. What a goodly man with titles and wealth, a man who could have lived out his days in quiet comfort. Why that man chose instead to walk the path, and to once more accept 2 children into his care. Ah, you asked me that very question long ago, and I told you that one day you would understand, when you were older and wiser and stronger. Shall we put you to the proof, Cid, and see if today is that day? You always were fond of your test. Now, don't be cross. You've only yourself to blame. These are your memories, remember? Ha, but of course you do. Point is, deep down you wanted this, and while there's no substitute for the genuine article, you could do a lot worse. So do me this honor, all of you. One last dance with the dead. Show me the man you have become. Sudogu of the Obsidian Heart. That's a cool nickname. You can bring back like ghosts that can fight and whatnot. Well, I mean, I know they're not technically ghosts. It's kind of like lesser primals or summoning, isn't it? They can fight too, though. That's crazy. Oh, I'm level 6. Not all my stuff's available. Now this is gonna be, you just gotta get them halfway down, because like we're not doing any real damage. Guess I gotta have to kill this too, huh? Yeah, hey, my gap closer. It's such a long cooldown. Because he's running around too damn much. Banya. Just assume because they're all French, it's pronounced kind of like champagne, it would be. But it's an O. Oh, I'm gonna have to help him soak this up, huh? Cid, speak to me, Cid. Did Cid die? It's not my fault. DPS. Frey would be proud. He's supposed to fail? I didn't have my stance on, but I mean it's still completed, so. Well done, Zilly. Well done indeed. Frey would be proud to know that you carry on his legacy and mine. And Cid, my boy, my beloved boy, you nearly had me. But spare me your sympathy, you bloody shade. I lost, and that's the end of it. Yeah, I guess he's supposed to lose. You kept Riel and Zilly out of harm's way, Cid. You did well. Learn to shut up and take the compliment. You asked me once why I chose to walk the path, why I chose to look after you and Frey, even though deep down you already know. But since I lost, I owe you the answer from my lips. I was angry, angry with the Temple Knights, angry with myself, angry with this twisted world where good men die for nothing. I was seeking justice for my boys and forgiveness for my sin. Save lives and punish the wicked, and for a time that was enough. But nothing lasts forever, does it? A man ought to have a legacy. Failed my boys as a Temple Knight, but you two were my second chance. I would teach you everything I knew, everything I learned from my mistakes, so you wouldn't have to make them. I would send you out into the world to do great things, and maybe it would all balance out. Well, that's all I have to say about that. You know what comes next, don't you? So I suppose I ought to give you a word of advice before I disappear in a puff of smoke. I am your predecessor's master, after all. People like us will never know peace. Every moment brings us closer to death, those of our enemies, our loved ones, and yes, our very own. Fear of death is what keeps most men alive, that dread, that desperation to escape the inevitable, if only for a little longer. But we are not like most men. We have seen what awaits us beyond the abyss. We have tasted that despair, bathed in that oblivion. We have wept rivers for our dead and cursed the gods for their cruelty. That is our sword and our strength, and that is why you may one day stand above us all. May the gods have mercy on your soul. Take care, Sid. Be nicer to the girl, and try to be less of a chocobo's ass. Oh, for the love of... As ether flows into your soul crystal once more from the depths of fading abyss, you hear a whisper. Good, good. Glad to see it all worked out in the end. As for you, Mist, I distinctly recall telling you not to do that. Forgive me, had I known it would come to violence. Don't you dare start pouting. I'm annoyed, and sore all over, but it's nothing that won't heal with time. All I ask is that you promise not to do it again without warning and consent. Memories can be powerful and painful in more ways than one. That said, he was right. I have only myself to blame. If I thought I could defeat him, I would have. But I didn't think I had a chance, and so I didn't. Ugh. His injuries are worse than I thought. We should hurry back to Mogholm. For a moment I was certain he would fly into a fury. Could it be that he is grateful for the experience after all? Then it was not in vain. Tired and broken though he may be, he is nevertheless better for the pain, and in time, we too may be. There's still hope. Redemption is not beyond us. I'm afraid Riel is right. I'm going to need some time to recover. I'm not fit to travel in my condition. Which means, oh gods help me, I'm going to have to stay with these furry little shites even longer. 2 more times, was it? 2 more times and we'll be finished with this boys' crusade. Not soon enough. Zilly, be a dear and punch a Moogle for me, would you? Level 65, the Orphans and the Broken Blade, complete. Level 68, we can never go home. Mist has been waiting for you a long time. As you can see, Sid has yet to fully recover from his bout with Sir Ombanye. There is no telling how much more time he will require. But my quest will brook no delay. If we must seek out another soul in need of succor without their assistance, and so be it. Do you agree? Then we are of one mind. Now then, where shall we begin our search? War is perhaps the greatest source of man's misery, so much death and destruction, a battlefield perhaps. Yes, this slaughter you bore witness to at Castrum Oriens is precisely that of which I speak, a tragedy which tore apart the lives of every man and woman it touched. My mind is made up, that is where we must go. If I had it my way, I'd not let you out of my sight. But again, it's your soul crystal at stakes. I'm only here to help you reclaim your ether. If you think you can look after him by yourself, then by all means. As for me, I think I've finally regained enough strength to make the journey back to Ishgard. When you've finished in Girabanya, come and find us at the Forgotten Night. Misty. Castramorians, how it buzzes with life. So many brave soldiers resolve to do their duty no matter the cost. But I have no doubt there will be a cost, and it will be most high, for no man is beyond the reach of fate. Death will not be denied. This place, it weighs on me. Anywhere but here I would search. I think I can fly straight there, can I? Go around. Yeah, it's like inside the... At the schism. Everything's in the schism. No, schism's further up. Yeah. It's just a cave. How interesting. Come to share the fire? I would stand to greet you, stranger, but my legs, my eyes, the whole of me is not what it once was. Zilly, I know that name and that voice. By Rauger, you're still alive. Praise him, praise him. Who is this man on the verge of death? Is he your friend? Nay, nay, though I am flattered that you would think so. This woman made medicine for me long, long ago at the behest of Captain Meffred, when we were still in Quarry Mill. If I'd kept it all for myself, I'd made a full recovery, but I couldn't. I had a dear friend, you see, and so I made a choice. He got better, I didn't. Ended up working for the Griffin, he did, as a right-hand man even. But like all the rest who went to the wall, he never came back. The irony of it, that I'd be the one to outlive them all, if only for a little while. So I sit here to await the reckoning as I rot from the inside out, the husk of the freedom fighter I aspired to be. No, no, this is not the ending you deserve. I will not allow it. The man he spoke of, the one whose life he chose to save at the cost of his own, that man is proof of his nobility if he were here. Do you wish to see him again, your dear friend? Udart? Aye, more than anything, but there's no point in praying for the impossible. He died with the rest, I'm sure of it. He was the Griffin's double and one of his top commanders besides. I met him. Need to stop T-bowing. You're a kind of boy, you are, and I'm grateful for... Oh, you're a kind boy, you are, and I'm grateful for the company of these twilight hours, but there's no need to trouble yourself further. My time is nearly spent. And spend the remainder thinking of better days, Galleon, and not dwelling on the deaths of me and mine. God strike me down. Hodard? No, no, it can't be. This is not more than a trick, an illusion, a lie. But even if it is a lie, hear me, Hodard, I have a favor to ask you. One final favor for a dying fool. Return to the Reach, to Bloodstorm. Offer a prayer to our brothers there. I will, Galleon, you have my word. We should talk outside. Oh, I forgot to turn Discord off. To Meffred and Galleon, you are larger than life. I always wanted to meet you, and here we are. Though I reckon this doesn't really count, does it? If only I could go back and tell myself what a blind, bloody fool I was to place my trust in the Griffin. Maybe then Galleon wouldn't be dying alone. Listen, he hasn't got much time. I'll lead the way. The wilds between here and the Reach aren't too dangerous, but as you can see, I'm unarmed, so I'll not be any good to you in a fight. Nor will I fear. We will have to rely solely on you for protection. Imagine that. Yeah, I've no doubt you can keep us safe. You're the bleeding warrior of light, after all. Let us be off. Not that I can't. It's the imposition. You just, like, insist that I do it all the time. Right. Damn birds. Birds a word. Strong as ever, eh? Stronger even than you were that day, I reckon. They say that when the Griffin's men realized you were coming to stop them, they grew panicked and unsure. How could they take up arms against a woman hailed as the hero of Eorzea, the hero who had personally intervened in their lives for the better? Some stood their ground and died then and there for it, I imagine, while others looked the other way and tried to find some more Imperials to kill. I pray I wasn't foolish enough to try and fight you. I owed you better. Hoodart, speak to me. I'm fine, just got dizzy all of a sudden. We have to hurry, do you hear me? We have to make it to the Reach. Is it gonna make me start that scene over again? It's gonna make me start that scene over again. But this thing was in the way when I got here. Or it might have been and I just didn't see it. Yep. We're not reading it again. Hoodart, speak to me. I'm fine, just got dizzy all of a sudden. We have to hurry, do you hear me? We have to make it to the Reach. And spider. Stupid spider. I made a promise to Galleon. I will not fail you, brother. Why are we following the ghost somewhere? I mean, honestly. Like, where's Galleon the ghost? It cannot be the distance. We haven't traveled far enough yet. The man's memories cannot outlive him. I told you, he hasn't got much time, and neither do I. I hold on as long as I can, but in the end, it's not up to me. Hey, didn't we have brought the guy in the cave who's supposedly alive? I don't know, it might make sense in the end. It just seems like, yeah, his dying wish, but still, like, he's also, like, delirious and so close. Hoodart, you must go on. You must make Galleon whole. Remember, Hoodart. Don't you think I know that? He saved my life, and we all went and died for naught. For naught. All we ever wanted was to go home. Oh, come, you wayward brothers, bereft of hearth and home. Beneath yon burning star there lies a haven for the bold. Raise up your hands and voices, let fill your hearts with pride. Above the churning waters we stand strong and unified. We can still go home. Even now, after everything we have done, we can still go home. I can. I just arrived in a carriage one day. He fell and would not rise. He began to shake and he was so close. He could have made it. He should have made it. How cruel the gods to tempt us with the promise of redemption. We did not fail. They failed us. They failed us. Forgive me. My failure is my own. I had my chance and I squandered it. Reclaim that which was yours. As the ether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of fading abyss you hear a whisper. It is not finished, not yet. You will come and pray with me. By the 12. Alright. A storm of blood approaches fast. Hell's open, heavens weep, for no one's soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. Am I like not clicked on the right thing? I'm missing something. And then here I see the sign. Oh, I'm supposed to pray. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Like, I should just read the thing at some point. Like, it says it on the screen. Like, I don't know. It's like a emote out of nowhere. Oh, pay respect, not pray. See? Still didn't even read it. Okay, well, where's respect? Pay respects. Oh, that's why. Yes, we'll blame it on that. Okay. What good are prayers to the dead? They have not ears to listen, nor eyes to see, or hearts to console. Naught remains of them save fleeting recollection, soon lost to time and to the abyss. We are left only with pain, a lingering sadness for names and faces consigned to oblivion. How are we to withstand this relentless onslaught which threatens to consume us? There is no truth but this, that all men must die. Is this our world to suffer or to shape? World is what we make of it. I by my sword, that is my truth. Such is the God's design. Indeed, we are only bound by the God's law by choice. I kill gods for a living, so... We cannot save everyone, can we? Sometimes it is all we can do to save ourselves. Does any of it matter? What, if aught, have we wrought by our own hands? One last time, I gave you my word, and I mean to keep it. But know this, every intervention has come at a cost, a sacrifice. When I have finished, naught will remain of me. But it does not have to be. For all our faults, for all our failures, we have made a difference. All the lives we have shattered, we can make them come together again. Time and death are true enemies. Need hold no power over us. I can make a place for you in my world. You need only ask. We should go back to Ishgard. You must miss Sid and Riel. Not particularly. Zilia, I pray your trip to Garabanya was productive. Followed a ghost. Sorry to hear that. I mean, I am glad you reclaimed more of your ether, but I wish the circumstances hadn't been so depressing. For Mist's sake, we shall have to see how he is feeling when he returns. No, as far as I am aware, he has yet to return to Ishgard. He certainly isn't here, as you can see. Oh, goddammit, don't tell me he decided to run away, and just when I was beginning to trust the little bastard. No, I could still be wrong. He's earned a little trust, a few days' worth, no more. Well, 68, we can never go home. Complete. Level 70, our compromise. You knew from the first that there was only one way this could end. God damn it, Mist. We're going to have to track him down and make him return the remainder of the ether he stole from you, aren't we? He said that when this was finished, naught would remain of him. Bloody vague and ominous, to say the least. We'll just have to press him for answers when we find him. I last saw him at Rauger's Reach in Garabanya. Yes, we'll start there. I'm going too. I won't take no for an answer. Sid's gotten better, but he's a long way from fully recovered. Besides, you'll need someone else to help you do the talking. Sid's no good at it. Back to Rauger. Oh, no, we don't want the bird. Not when we can't fly. What's that? You're looking for that boy too, are you? I was watching some birds late the other night when I hear someone skulking about behind me. Forgive me, I hear him saying before he runs off and disappears into the dark. Then I realize it's quiet, too quiet. Sleeping birds make noise, and mine ain't, because they're dead, every last one of them. No wounds or any other obvious marks, but there they lay, like the life was sucked right out of them. I don't know how or why he did it, but there's no denying that he did it. I demand recompense. If you find him, you bring him to me. Are you going around killing birds, a little sociopath? Oh, yes, I remember the long-haired boy, very curious, with many questions about the nature of ether. He conversed with one of the adder conjurers for a time. I know not what they discussed, but from his expression I gathered it was important. Looking for a young boy with long blue hair, you say? Reckon I would remember someone like that if they were to come this way, and I don't. Spoke with the fellow before me during the exchanging of the guard, as we do, and he made no mention of anyone matching that description either. And just because he doesn't tell you doesn't mean it didn't happen. Maybe he's a ghost. Ghost. We're gonna Scooby-Doo him. Let's see who you really are. Our inspector returns. Tell us, have you learned aught of Mist's whereabouts? Seen conversing with a conjurer and possibly killing chocobos. Not sure what to make of that, though we can be sure he stayed here for a time. But perhaps no longer. We learned but moments ago from Gallo here that boy matching Mist's description was seen leaving the Reach. He is for the peaks, and so are we. Kill him. Kill the bastard. Now he's killing birds too. Oh, he didn't kill him. Never mind. No visible injuries, no bleeding. Aye, it is as Riel says. These beasts died for no discernible reason, just like the chocobos that man in the Reach claims. Mist somehow killed. And it doesn't add up. Other than his singular magic, Mist was utterly helpless, unless he was always capable of this. But we know the answer already. He stole your ether when we first met. Even if he could do it, even if he did do it, why? We'll ask him when you find him, and if this time you'll let me do the talking. Search the east. Riel and I will head south. We'll meet in between if we find naught, and if we do, either you will come to our aid or we to yours. It could be a bunch of things. Like, my guess is... Well, initially I was like, maybe he's a ghost. It's very suspicious. But now I'm thinking that maybe, like, my Dark Knight ether corrupted him or whatever. Now he's in the abyss. Like, we had to face Frey. Welcome the darkness. As you survey your surroundings, you observe naught out of the ordinary, but on the edge of hearing, you hear a whisper to the southwest. Or maybe he is the soul crystal. Another aspect of myself, or what? I don't know. We'll find out. Here we go, level 70 quest. Duty calls. Commence battle for our compromise. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 70. Oh, clicked the wrong button. Proceed. Seven hells, I hate being right. On your guard, Mist has shown his true colors. Ether or whatever else he took from those beasts has given him tremendous strength. Contrary to his earlier warnings, conjuring another simulacrum wasn't the end of him, and all the wonderful people we had to pluck from our memories, he chose the street of Collignot. He knows why we're here, and this is his answer. He summoned the monster that haunts Riel in her dreams and sends her screaming from her bed. Forgive me, Sid, but you gave me no choice. Say your name, your real name. There is always a choice. You know my name. Shall I ask you the same? Who holds the reins, though it matters not? We are complicit, you and I. Can you even remember why you came here? Can you even remember how many you killed, how many lives shattered, how many stories ended? On the surface of the crystal are carved the sins of the Dark Knight's past. Yours are beyond counting, beyond fathoming, without end. Justice is an excuse, nobility is a lie, murder is murder. And though we are most definitely not without fault, it is this cruel and different world which has made murderers of us all. But we need suffer no longer. I sought to make these broken souls whole, one by one, when in truth the solution was much more simple. World beyond pain and suffering and anguish and despair, world beyond death, world in which we never need bid farewell to our dearest friends. And how many beasts will you need to kill to make this world of yours? How much ether will you consume to see it through? Bloody self-righteous sophistry from a mewling whelp. So your brilliant plan is to fill the world with simulacra of the dead, is it? And somehow that's supposed to make everyone happy? Well, you're right about one thing, I'll grant you that. This world is brutal, uncaring, without logic or justice. No justice but that which we make for ourselves, and I'll be damned if I give it up so you can force your illusions upon us to assuage your guilt. Do you not find comfort in your reunion with your master? Even though you knew it was a lie, did it not help you to unburden your soul, find a measure of peace in this madness? I am not your enemy, not then nor now. I will not fight you. All I ask is that you leave me to do my duty. It's never too late to turn back. You are still a good person. You can still be a good person. I like murder and stuff, man. See? So this is your answer. Maybe you cannot accept what needs to be done, but I can. Goodbye. I'm gonna fight this lady again. But ghost version. Well, I doubt that was all. Oh, he's still worn out? Frey. Better not be like Harsha for it. Oh. Ilbert. I don't care about half of these people. I don't even remember the shield guy's name. So many broken by this world, and then by you. So many. Woe betide the man who stands opposed to the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Well, yeah, it's kind of how it works. Woe betide the man who stands with the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Like sands through the hourglass, everything we fight for so desperately to protect slips through our fingers. And what remains? What remains? Is us, only us, in the memory of our sin. To walk this path is to suffer, to sacrifice. Listen to my voice, listen to our heartbeat. Justice demands no less. I tire of this charade. Damn charades. Yeah. Just like when we really fought. Serve, save, slave, slay. I've sins aplenty, aye, but regrets not so much. And if she wouldn't listen to me, the embodiment of good sense and pragmatism, then what hope could you possibly have? House divided cannot stand, you know. This childish rebellion ends now. What in the seven hells is this? A compromise, I suppose. Our dear friend here refused to let me take the reins, but I wasn't about to stand idly by while that imbecile tries to do whatever it was he was trying to do. No hard feelings about White Brim, eh? Promise not to stab you in the back. It'll be just like old times. Dark Knight needs a sword. Take mine. No, no, this is wrong. This is all wrong. I offer you peace, restitution, a chance to make amends. Do not think you are above it. Do not think that a reckoning will be postponed indefinitely. Oh my god, it's like Paladin A and Paladin B and their henchmen, they don't even have name tags. When it comes, I shall welcome it with open arms. But today will not be the day, and you will not be the judge. No, we're gonna kill a sorcerer first. We deal with the Dross and the boy. A simple plan. This one first. Oh, it's the Heaven's Ward. Ooh. It's taking you so long, man. I was just like bringing back all the... It's like a greatest hits album. You remember the Warriors of Darkness, right? They don't even have names. Am I supposed to be fighting this guy? These guys are a bit tanky. Why? Why won't they answer? Can I go kill him now? I mean, I don't think I'm supposed to kill him. I think I'm just supposed to talk some sense into him or whatever. Let my blade speak. Where? Oh, on Frey? I can't target anything. Okay, there. Guess I had to wait for the cutscene to finish playing first. Like, use it. I was like, I'm trying. No more kids. Forgive me, I ask, I beg, I pray, but it never comes. Again they go to join the multitude in the black oblivion of the abyss. Such is our lot, such is the fate of all who are born to suffer and to die. Do not seek forgiveness, for it will not ease the burden. It weighs as it should. But what of the lost? Do they not deserve to live again? They do, in our hearts, in our souls, in our memories. No one likes having to say goodbye, but it's a part of life. That's what makes the time we share together so precious. You can't obsess over the mistakes of the past, or you'll lose sight of the future, of the people still with us, who need us more than ever. Greatest strength is born of the flame in the abyss. Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. Listen, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Thank you. That is all I ever wanted. So this is it. One last parting, one final farewell, after a fashion. In your darkest hour and the blackest night, think of me and I will be with you, always, for where else could I go? Who else could I love but you? No clue what that's all about. Yeah. So I go all the way back to Ishgard and I almost choked. Hey. Like, we're right here. We can just end it here. At least I didn't have to stop and talk to him and be like, let's go back to Ishgard. Colonel Bert. You'll forgive us for returning to Ishgard ahead of you, I hope. I needed some time to think on everything that happened in Girabanya. I won't pretend to know everything you've been through in your life. A man can never truly understand what's in another's heart, and probably not their own for that matter. I'm pretty much rambling at this point, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I'm grateful for everything you've done for me and Riel. I like you, I respect you, and I will always be there for you if you need me. We're fellow walkers of the path, after all, and friends, I'd like to think. Made a friend, yay. I've been wondering, mist appeared at the same time the soul crystal cracked, yes, but which happened first, and why then and there? Damned if I know. Does anyone truly understand how soul crystals work? What matters is that the crystal and Zilly have been made whole. That said, a heart bleeds, a man weeps, a soul burns, thence comes the darkness to consume, and a few hearts have bled as much as hers. Speaking of bleeding, I think your wounds have reopened. If you would sit, it would be much easier for me to tend to them. You should get some rest too, Zilly. Not all wounds are so obvious. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, praise alone. She's right, though. No need to overdo it by running off to the next battle just yet. You must put one foot in front of the other, though. Why don't you go back to where this whole damn mess began? Maybe you'll have an epiphany. Okay, so I wasn't just lost, I just didn't finish yet. Oh yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on. All a metaphor, man. Like, where it all began. I thought it began in the broom. And that where we began this quest line. Like I met Frey in the broom, where it began. This quest line began here. This Sid's bright idea. What troubles you, Mistress Lazalti? Ah, but of course, 'tis bitterly cold this day. At times like these, one should be warming themselves by the fire. Not a day goes by without your name being spoken, you know. The soldiers and merchants often bring us news of your latest exploits. That said, to hear it from the hero herself would be much preferable. But there would be no expectation were you to call on us. The pleasure of your company alone would be more than enough. Rare though I expect it will be in the days to come, but your destiny was never to remain here, was it? Though a part of me wishes that you would. Forgive me, I find myself growing more and more sentimental in my old age, and in working on my memoirs, I have had to reflect on the darker chapters of my life. Archivant, I lived to his fullest, and if his story is preserved for generations to come, then I should be glad of it. You will always have a place here, Zilly, for you or family. Now go. Do not let me keep you from your labors. The world waits for none, not even you. Level 70, our compromise. Complete. From the depths of the abyss, you hear whisper and are filled with warmth. Action learned, the Blackest Night. This concludes the Dark Knight quest for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers must be registered to your service account. You must have completed the main scenario quest Shadowbringers. Must have completed the role quest to have loved and lost. Once you have done so, the next Dark Knight quest will be available from Sidurgur.